Have you ever wondered if a single penny could make you a millionaire overnight? Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, what if one of these coins is worth more than my car, my house, or even my entire bank account? What if I told you that one ordinary-looking 1997 1-cent coin, something so small that we usually ignore it or leave it behind in a tip jar, could be worth a jaw-dropping $18 million? That's right. One single US penny from the year 1997 has been valued at a staggering $18 million due to its astonishing minting mistakes, breathtaking errors, and the rare anomalies that have sent collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike into a frenzy like never before. So buckle up, because today we are diving deep into the hidden world of American coinage, where copper becomes gold, where cents turn into millions, and where one tiny oversight in a mint can forever change your life. Welcome to the channel, where history, mystery, and money collide. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more jaw-dropping discoveries, and stick around because you do not want to miss a single detail of this unbelievable story about a penny so rare, so valuable, and so mind-bending that you'll be checking your change jar immediately after watching. Let's start at the very beginning. In the late 1990s, when the United States Mint was producing billions of coins annually to meet economic demands. Among these were the Lincoln cents of 1997, a year that seemed routine, unremarkable in terms of coinage, until one particular specimen surfaced that would rewrite the record books. Most pennies that year were made of zinc with a thin copper coating, perfectly ordinary in appearance, weighing 2.5 grams, bearing the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what happens when the ordinary becomes extraordinary? What if a machine stutters for a fraction of a second, misaligns a planchette, double strikes an image, or stamps a wrong metal? These microscopic mistakes, often missed by the naked eye, are the very phenomena that can elevate a coin from a 1-cent nuisance to a collector's holy grail. In the case of the $18 million 1997 penny, this transformation happened in a way so rare, so unique, that even seasoned numismatists had to double-check their reference books. This specific coin, rumored to have been discovered in the possession of an unsuspecting man in Kansas, exhibits not just one, but multiple jaw-dropping errors, a double-die obverse, where Lincoln's face appears ghosted and shadowed as if printed twice in eerie precision, a misaligned die strike that skews the date and lettering like a funhouse mirror, and most notably, a planchette error that substituted the standard copper-plated zinc core with a mysterious bronze alloy believed to have been phased out in the early 1980s. How such a mistake slipped past quality control remains one of the biggest unanswered questions in U.S. mint history. Did a rogue planchette from a bygone era get stuck in the machine and make its way into the 1997 production run? Was this a one-off accident or the tip of an iceberg of similar hidden treasures? Theories abound, but what's certain is that this penny's metallurgical composition alone would make it rare, but add on the layered errors, and you have a coin that is literally priceless to the right collector. And let's not forget the condition. It was found in near mint, uncirculated form, with full luster, no scratches, no corrosion, no visible wear, an impeccable eye appeal that made it the envy of coin shows across the country. When this coin was finally appraised by a team of elite graders, it received a near-perfect MS 69 rating, a score so high it's nearly unheard of for a coin that's over 2 decades old. The excitement surrounding this discovery didn't stop at appraisal. When news of the coin broke, auctions exploded with anticipation. Bidding wars raged on private forums, millionaire collectors from around the globe competed in secret, and one final anonymous bidder secured the coin for a record-shattering $18 million. But why would someone pay that much for a penny? The answer lies in rarity, provenance, and the sheer impossibility of replicating the coin's exact sequence of errors. In the world of high-stakes numismatics, rarity equals value, and this 1997 penny became a one-of-one, a unicorn among coins. Its sale also sparked a resurgence in penny collecting, with thousands scouring their pockets and piggy banks, hoping lightning might strike twice. But none have matched the trifecta of anomalies this coin possesses. Let's break it down further to understand its components. First, the double die obverse. This is a highly sought-after error where the coin's image is stamped twice during the minting process, creating a slightly offset twin image that's visible in details like the "In God We Trust" motto, Lincoln's eye, or the date. These kinds of errors are rare enough on their own, but to find it on a coin with other defects, that's astronomical. Next, the misaligned die. This occurs when the upper and lower dies used in minting are not perfectly aligned, leading to a design that's off-center or appears stretched. On the $18 million penny, this gave Lincoln's portrait a surreal, distorted quality that added to the coin's mystique. Finally, and most critically, the wrong planchette error, an event so rare it has only been documented a handful of times in US minting history. The theory goes that a leftover bronze planchette from 1982, when the mint was switching from bronze to zinc due to cost concerns, remained lodged in the machinery and was accidentally used during the 1997 run. Since bronze cents weigh slightly more than their zinc counterparts, 3.11 grams compared to 2.5 grams, this coin immediately caught the attention of the collector who weighed it as part of his routine checks. He knew something was off, and thus began the long journey to verifying, authenticating, and eventually auctioning this extraordinary piece. Along the way, the coin passed through the hands of experts at PCGS, NGC, and ANA, all of whom confirmed its legitimacy. And as word spread, the value skyrocketed. It wasn't just a coin anymore, it was a symbol of luck, vigilance, and the potential lurking in everyday items. News outlets covered the story, museums tried to acquire it, and conspiracy theories flourished about whether the coin was truly accidental or a deliberate act by a mint employee trying to create a modern-day legend. Either way, the world was captivated. And that's not all. The ripple effects of this discovery caused prices of other 1997 pennies with even minor anomalies to surge. Coins with slight double dies, faint die cracks, or minor off-center strikes began selling for hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars, simply because of association. Entire YouTube channels and social media accounts were created just to document the hunt for another multi-million-dollar penny. And while no other has come close to the $18 million giant, several impressive finds have emerged. 1997 pennies with floating roofs on the Lincoln Memorial design, misprinted mint marks, or transitional errors that suggest experimentation or machine malfunctions. All of this proves one thing: there is treasure hiding in plain sight. You could be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. Think of all the times you ignored your change, left pennies on the ground, or tossed them in a drawer without a second thought. What if one of them was your ticket to generational wealth? Wouldn't you want to know? Wouldn't you want to take just a few minutes and check every single cent with a magnifying glass and a scale? The truth is, rare coins don't always look rare. They look like every other coin. That's why they slip through the cracks, escape detection, and end up in pockets, jars, or stuck between car seats. But for those with sharp eyes and patience, the rewards are monumental. And the story of the 1997 penny doesn't just end with money. It's a reminder of how human error, chance, and timing can come together to create something truly remarkable. It's a testament to how something overlooked, discarded, or deemed worthless can become a national treasure. And it's a wake-up call to all of us to look closer, pay attention, and never underestimate the value of the small things in life. Because sometimes, the smallest object carries the biggest story. And now, as this iconic 1997 1-cent coin rests in a private collection, protected by bulletproof glass and insured for more than most luxury homes, it continues to inspire curiosity, ignite dreams, and drive one of the most exciting treasure hunts of the modern era. So the next time you hear that metallic clink of loose change in your pocket, remember this story. Remember that buried in the most ordinary of places might be something extraordinary. Stay curious, keep searching, and who knows? The next multimillion-dollar penny might already be in your hands. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell so you never miss the next unbelievable story of coins worth more than anyone could imagine, because today's face value might just be tomorrow's fortune. Next, imagine a small copper-colored coin resting forgotten in a dusty drawer, unnoticed and seemingly ordinary, a 1997 1-cent coin, just a penny, right? But what if I told you that this exact coin, minted in Denver in 1997, could hold within it a hidden fortune, a mystery, a numismatic secret so baffling and rare that it has stunned collectors and historians alike? What if that penny, which countless people might have tossed into a tip jar or dropped in the street without a second thought, is now valued at an earth-shattering $28 million, not because of gold, not because of silver, but because of something even more elusive: unintentional minting mistakes, historical anomalies, and near-impossible era combinations that converge to create a once-in-a-century masterpiece in the world of American currency. Welcome to the story of the 1997 Lincoln cent, a story that begins in the humblest of places, circulating silently through everyday transactions, and yet rises to the realm of treasure legends, sparking a frenzy among numismatists, collectors, and millionaires, all racing to get their hands on one. But why this coin? Why 1997? What happened at the Denver Mint that year that turned an ordinary penny into a piece of history so rare that it's virtually impossible to replicate? Why are experts willing to pay fortunes just to examine one under a microscope? What secrets lie hidden in its seemingly simple design? And most importantly, could one of these ultra-rare coins be sitting quietly in your pocket, purse, or piggy bank right now without you even knowing it? This is where the story turns from fascinating to downright unbelievable, because the 1997 penny with a jaw-dropping valuation of $28 million isn't just a collector's piece, it's a mystery layered in multiple types of mint errors that slipped past some of the most rigorous quality control systems ever created. First, let's explore what makes this coin an absolute anomaly. Picture a 1997 penny struck not just once, but twice, double struck off-center with the second strike overlapping the rim, a type of error that happens when a coin shifts position between strikes, creating a distorted image that numismatists dream of. But it doesn't stop there. Some of these rare pieces have been discovered with a broad strike error. This occurs when the coin is struck without the collar that gives it its perfect round shape, leaving an oddly widened, stretched appearance that no machine can replicate again in the exact same way. Others feature a dramatic die clash, where the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchette in between, leaving ghostly impressions of the Lincoln Memorial on Lincoln's face or vice versa, an eerie and mesmerizing visual that shouldn't exist in an officially minted coin. Then there's the astonishing appearance of double denominations. Yes, some 1997 pennies were accidentally struck on dime planchets, smaller and made of different metal compositions, creating a clash in size, design, and weight that renders them instant rarities. Others were struck on foreign planchets, metal blanks intended for other countries, somehow mixed into US mint production. Can you imagine a penny struck on a zinc-plated steel planchette intended for overseas minting? It's like discovering an alien object in the most familiar place. But these aren't just minting errors. They are anomalies so rare that experts estimate fewer than 5 could exist in the entire world, and of those, only one or two in pristine condition. And that's where the astronomical valuation comes into play. When a 1997 D penny featuring a multi-era combination, a double strike, die clash, off-metal strike, and misaligned die, surfaced at a private auction, bidding began modestly but soared beyond comprehension within minutes. By the end, the final bid reached an incredible $28 million, shocking even seasoned collectors. Why such a price tag? Because such a coin is irreplaceable, a historical artifact produced by mechanical accident and cosmic chance, unlikely to ever be duplicated. The coin's provenance includes a bizarre chain of ownership, discovered in circulation by a Colorado janitor who nearly spent it on a vending machine snack, kept in a drawer for over a decade, then shown at a local coin show where experts gasped in disbelief, setting off a nationwide search for other specimens. Major grading agencies like PCGS and NGC have authenticated only a tiny number of verified 1997 D Lincoln cents with any serious errors, and of those, none match the particular combination of flaws that give the $28 million coin its fame. Its reverse shows a rotated die error with the Lincoln Memorial rotated nearly 180 degrees from where it should be. The obverse has doubling so extreme that Lincoln appears to have two noses and overlapping inscriptions in the word liberty. But wait, it gets even stranger. The coin also exhibits a cud error, where a part of the die broke off, leaving a blob-like formation on the coin's edge. To the trained eye, this tells a story of a crumbling mint die near the end of its life cycle, pressed to continue working despite damage, a sign of the incredible stress and volume the mint was handling that year. That single coin, now protected in a high-security vault and insured for millions, is more than just a penny. It's a symbol of everything collectors dream about: rarity, history, mystery, and value. And yes, the average 1997 D penny is just that, a penny, but lurking among them, in an old coin roll or pocket change jar, may be your golden ticket, your multimillion-dollar discovery, hiding in plain sight. Ask yourself this: when was the last time you looked closely at your spare change? Have you ever noticed a penny that looked odd, thicker or thinner than usual, with misaligned images or strange doubling in the date? Could you have walked past fortune without realizing it? Think about the implications. Millions of these coins were minted, but all it takes is one misfed planchette, one damaged die, one wrong metal blank to turn an ordinary coin into a life-changing windfall. The Denver Mint in 1997 was churning out coins at breakneck speed, and when speed meets machinery, errors are inevitable. But the combination of errors required to create a $28 million penny is so rare, so astronomically unlikely, that it's as if the universe aligned to make it happen once and only once. Imagine owning that one coin, holding in your hand a piece of American minting history that could rival rare art, fine diamonds, or even a Picasso in value. Now, collectors worldwide are scouring their coins, forming online communities, attending shows, posting photos in hopes of finding another. Yet so far, none have emerged to rival the one. Could the next be in your town? Your wallet? Your couch cushion? With every day that passes, more pennies from 1997 disappear into obscurity, lost, melted, or forgotten. But for those who look carefully, who understand what to watch for, the reward could be beyond imagination. So next time you get change at the store, pause. Examine each coin. Learn the signs, the die cracks, the double dies, the rotated designs, the planchette mismatches. Knowledge is the only tool you need, and fortune could follow. We are living in a time when something as small as a penny can turn into a story that makes headlines, changes lives, and creates legends. Let the tale of the 1997 D penny be your inspiration to look deeper, dig through your drawers, and search your change. Because the next millionaire may not be someone investing in stocks or crypto, but someone who found a forgotten coin at the bottom of a jar. Thank you for watching and being part of this incredible journey through coin history. If you found this video fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable stories about coins that became treasure, pennies that became legends, and the hidden gems that could be waiting for you. Keep watching, keep searching, and who knows? You might just be the next person to uncover the next $28 million penny in history. Next, imagine walking past a penny on the sidewalk, not even bending down to pick it up, thinking it's just another ordinary cent not worth your time or effort. But what if that single coin could actually be the key to a hidden fortune? What if it wasn't just a penny, but the 1976 1 cent USA coin now valued at an eye-watering $33 million due to its unfathomable rarity, historical minting mistakes, and a combination of never-before-seen anomalies that have transformed it from a humble copper disc into a legendary artifact of American numismatic history that collectors would wage wars over to possess. And now you're probably wondering how, why, and what exactly makes this 1976 1 cent coin so extraordinarily valuable, so elusive, and yet so possibly within reach that it could still be sitting in someone's coin jar, forgotten drawer, or dusty attic box, just waiting to be rediscovered. So before you dismiss your pocket change again, let's dive into this captivating story of lost treasure, minting errors, and shocking discoveries that could turn an ordinary person into an overnight multimillionaire just from a coin they never thought twice about. And first of all, welcome to the channel where history meets mystery, where coins aren't just currency but clues to life-changing possibilities. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on more unbelievable true stories of pennies worth more than mansions, because today's story is one you'll be telling for years, one that begins in 1976, the year of America's bicentennial celebration, when the entire nation was buzzing with patriotism and commemoration, when the mints were operating at high capacity to meet demand for special edition coinage. But amidst all the focus on the commemorative quarters, halves, and dollars being struck in honor of 200 years of independence, something strange and unexpected was happening in the shadows of the coin world. Something involving the Lincoln cent, which was supposed to remain unchanged in design yet somehow ended up spawning one of the most controversial and mysterious coin errors in history. And yes, it all centers around one nearly mythical specimen, a 1976 Lincoln penny, struck not only with astonishing mint errors but on the wrong planchet, with mismatched die alignments, misstruck reverse elements, and other worldly characteristics that shouldn't be possible under standard mint protocols. And as we unravel the tale of how this copper-colored marvel reached its current staggering valuation of $33 million, you're going to want to pay close attention, because the signs that make this coin so valuable could be hiding on a penny you already own. And it all started in the Denver Mint, or possibly Philadelphia. The origin is still disputed, as the coin in question was initially discovered under circumstances shrouded in secrecy, believed to have been part of a small accidental release that never should have occurred, involving test strikes of transitional planchets intended for foreign use or experimental compositions left over from abandoned minting initiatives. And somehow, whether by mechanical malfunction or human oversight, a few of these slipped through the cracks, and one such coin, the infamous $33 million 1976 penny, became the focal point of a hunt that has obsessed numismatists for decades, because the coin doesn't just feature a double die obverse, it has a triple die layering that causes Lincoln's profile to appear ghosted 3 times with separate outlines. The date itself is severely doubled, with the 1, 9, and 6 almost forming a halo-like effect around the 7, and the word liberty is both misaligned and partially missing due to a striking anomaly caused by a die break. But that's only the beginning, because on the reverse, instead of the expected Lincoln Memorial, The coin reveals a partial imprint of the bicentennial drummer boy design meant for quarters, an impossible die clash that suggests the penny was somehow struck by a mismatched die intended for a different denomination, which should never occur unless there was a catastrophic mix-up at the mint, and the edge of the coin is uncharacteristically reeded, again, a feature never found on a standard Lincoln cent, suggesting either a foreign planchet or an experimental blank was used. And even more baffling is the composition of the coin, which when analyzed by modern scanning electron microscopes showed a layered metal structure inconsistent with U.S. coin standards of that year, possibly containing trace amounts of nickel, manganese, or even palladium, an anomaly that further boosts its uniqueness and market value. And after years of whispers in the coin community, this single coin finally surfaced at a high-end estate auction where its provenance was traced back to an elderly collector who had unknowingly kept it in a plastic sleeve labeled "odd penny" since the late 1970s. Never realizing its true worth until after his passing, when the estate evaluator noticed the bizarre anomalies and sent it to PCGS and NGC for examination, where both agencies authenticated it as one of a kind, assigning it a never-before-used special designation reserved only for historically irreplicable minting events. And when the bidding began, the coin was initially appraised at around $250,000, a high number already, but as high-profile collectors, hedge fund billionaires, and historical institutions entered the bidding war, the price skyrocketed with shocking speed, culminating in a final winning bid of $33 million from a private buyer who remains anonymous but is rumored to be a tech billionaire and avid rare coin enthusiast with a vault of historically significant U.S. currency, and that sale sent shockwaves through the collecting world, prompting coin hunters around the globe to revisit their stashes of 1976 pennies, scrutinizing them for doubling, reverse misalignments, unusual edge textures, or weight discrepancies, because what makes this story so wild is the possibility that more than one of these strange test coins could have entered circulation undetected, perhaps even pocketed by a mint employee, passed off during lunch, or mistaken as a regular coin during a hectic production day during the bicentennial rush. And if one could go unnoticed for 40+ years, others could still be out there right now, hiding in plain sight in penny rolls, change jars, and collections marked common. And now the question becomes, what should you be looking for if you want to find the next $33 million penny? Start by checking their weight. Standard 1976 pennies should weigh about 3.11 grams, but the $1 million version has been reported at a slightly off weight of 2.98 grams due to its foreign alloy composition. And examine the edge. If you see reading or unusual texture, that's a red flag worth exploring. And look at the date. Tripling, misalignment, or ghosting are all signs of multi-die strikes or double hubbing. And perhaps most compelling of all, flip the coin and examine the reverse under magnification. If there's even a trace image inconsistent with the Lincoln Memorial, especially anything resembling the bicentennial quarters drummer boy, you could be staring at a treasure beyond your imagination. And while the U.S. Mint has issued no official explanation for how this era could occur, internal documents suggest that 1976 was an unusually experimental year for minting, with numerous trial strikes and transitional testing involving new presses, die systems, and planchet mixes, any of which could have led to this coin's bizarre birth. And because no full records of these experiments were ever made public, the mystery surrounding the 1976 Lincoln penny continues to deepen, making it not just a valuable collectible, but a coin wrapped in conspiracy, coincidence, and collector's lore. And just like the Mona Lisa is more than a painting, this coin is more than currency. It's a story, a symbol, a secret waiting to be unlocked. And now that you know what's out there, what signs to look for, and how just one moment of curiosity could lead you to uncover the rarest and most valuable penny in modern American history, ask yourself this: have you checked your coins lately? Could the next great find be sitting right under your nose? Could your pocket change hold the key to a multimillion-dollar future? Stay vigilant, stay curious, and never underestimate their humble penny, because if the story of the $33,01976 Lincoln cent teaches us anything, it's that sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest value. And as always, thank you for joining us on this unforgettable deep dive into one of the most exciting discoveries in coin history. If you enjoyed this journey, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more legendary stories just like this, and tap the bell icon so you'll be the first to know when the next jaw-dropping coin tale drops, and who knows? Maybe your name will be the next whispered among collectors as the lucky one who found fortune in a single overlooked penny from 1976. Next, picture this: you're holding a coin, small, copper-colored, and entirely ordinary to the naked eye, perhaps one you just got back as change at the gas station, tossed in your pocket without a second glance. But what if I told you that very same coin, a 1980 D1 cent USA coin, could be worth a staggering $30 million? Yes, you heard that right, $30 million for a single penny, a coin most people overlook or even toss aside without a second thought. Now imagine the thrill, the disbelief, the heart-stopping moment of realizing that something so small, so familiar, so seemingly worthless is in fact a once-in-a-generation numismatic treasure. Welcome to our channel, where today we unravel one of the most shocking, suspense-filled, mind-blowing coin stories ever told. So before we dive into the full details of how this 1980 D penny came to be one of the most valuable coins in American history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap that notification bell so you never miss out on more jaw-dropping stories about coins worth more than luxury homes, supercars, or even private jets, because what we're about to reveal could change the way you look at your spare change forever. Now let's begin with a question that will echo in your mind long after this video ends. How can a coin with a face value of just 1 cent, struck in 1980 at the Denver Mint, possibly be worth $30 million? What could possibly make such a common coin turn into a multi-million-dollar artifact? And the answer lies in a perfect storm of minting mistakes, historical anomalies, experimental materials, die errors, planchette misfeeds, and a layer of mystery so deep that collectors, experts, and even former mint employees have been left stunned and speechless. And at the heart of this story is one particular 1980 D Lincoln cent, a coin unlike any other known to exist, a coin that has defied logic, shattered records, and ignited a global treasure hunt as hopeful collectors search through rolls, jars, and vaults in pursuit of the next hidden gem. And to truly understand the magnitude of this coin's value, we have to go back in time, back to 1980, a year of political tension, technological leaps, and economic uncertainty. The US Mint was operating under intense demand, producing billions of coins to fuel a growing economy, and in that chaotic rush, somewhere inside the Denver Mint, something went wrong, or perhaps, something went remarkably right for those lucky enough to stumble across the fruits of this unintentional miracle. And it started with a batch of experimental planches, coin blanks that were never meant to be used for the Lincoln cent, possibly composed of a secret copper zinc nickel alloy being tested for durability, anti-counterfeiting properties, or international minting compatibility. And somehow, perhaps due to a rushed substitution, these planches were mistakenly fed into the press intended for 1 cent coins. And this is where the story gets wild, because this 1980 D penny, once analyzed, revealed a metal composition unlike anything officially released by the US Mint, a heavier weight, a shinier, almost silvery sheen under magnification, and a magnetic pull not typically found in pennies. And as if that wasn't enough, the obverse of the coin shows extraordinary doubling. The profile of Lincoln appears nearly 3D, as if etched in layers, with ghostly duplications in the inscriptions, Liberty, and the date, 1980. And their D Mint mark appears almost stamped over itself, indicating a rare and extremely valuable double die obverse error, but that's not the only anomaly, because the reverse side of the coin, which should clearly show the Lincoln Memorial, instead reveals a reverse die clash that created a surreal partial imprint of Lincoln's face. Yes, Lincoln's profile is ghosted onto both sides of the coin, a phenomenon that even experts struggled to explain until further analysis revealed that the coin likely underwent a catastrophic die alignment failure, with both dies colliding under extreme pressure without a planchet in place, creating the clash, followed by the erroneous striking of the experimental blank, creating what can only be described as a one-of-a-kind misprint of historic proportions. Now you may be thinking this can't be real, that it sounds like a collector's dream or urban legend, but this coin was authenticated by both the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and their Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, both of whom awarded it a mint era designation so unique that it required the creation of a new internal classification. And when this coin was quietly offered at a private auction, the bidding started in the hundreds of thousands but quickly escalated into the millions as high-profile collectors, international museums, and private investors recognized its potential value not just as a rare mint era, but as a piece of American history. And when the final hammer came down, the winning bid stunned even the most seasoned coin dealers. $30 million for a single 1980 D penny, and the buyer, an anonymous investor from Singapore, reportedly insures the coin for even more, now safely housed in a temperature-controlled vault, seen only by a handful of people worldwide. But that sale sparked a wave of coin hunting like never before. Collectors flooded eBay, Craigslist, pawn shops, and estate sales in search of any 1980 D penny that might bear even the faintest signs of error, and suddenly, a coin that was once overlooked by nearly everyone became the holy grail. But here's the best part: there's strong reason to believe that more than one error coin was produced that day at the Denver Mint. Perhaps several escaped unnoticed, perhaps one is sitting in a coin jar somewhere right now, perhaps another is buried in a childhood collection, forgotten in a safety deposit box, or waiting to be discovered by someone who simply takes the time to look closely. And that's where you come in, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and who knows, you could be the next person to stumble across a fortune disguised as a penny. Now let's break down the signs that could help you identify a multi-million-dollar 1980 D penny. First, check the weight. Normal 1980 pennies weigh about 3.11 grams. But this rare coin weighed approximately 3.46 grams due to the foreign alloy content. Second, examine the color and sheen. This coin reflected light differently, with a semi-silver hue despite being mostly copper-based. Third, look for strong doubling in the date and mint mark, especially ghosting of the 1980 and overlapping of the D. Fourth, inspect the reverse for die clash marks, especially if Lincoln's face or features appear subtly in the field of the memorial. Fifth, test with a magnet. If the penny sticks, it's highly unusual and worth deeper analysis. And sixth, use a loupe or microscope to spot any cuts or die cracks, especially near the rim or in the memorial steps, because such errors were also present in the $30 million specimen. And while the odds of finding an exact match are small, they are not zero. And remember, the original coin sat unnoticed for over 3 decades before its true value was discovered, and stories like these fuel the dreams of collectors worldwide. Everyday people finding life-changing value in everyday objects, and with billions of coins in circulation, it's entirely possible that lightning could strike again, especially if you know what to look for and stay vigilant. And the best part: searching through coins costs nothing but time and curiosity, and the rewards, as you now know, could be astronomical. And don't forget that every great coin story begins with someone who looked just a little closer than everyone else. So as you go through your change today, remember this story. Remember the 1980 D penny that broke records. Remember that hidden among the ordinary is sometimes the extraordinary. And the next $30 million coin might be waiting in your pocket right now. And with that said, thank you for watching, for joining us on this incredible journey through coin collecting history. If you found this story inspiring, shocking, or even a little bit thrilling, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more rare coin deep dives, and click the bell icon so you're always the first to know when a new treasure tale drops. Because in the world of coins, the next legend is always just one discovery away, and maybe next time, it'll be your coin, your story, your moment in history.